For me, it's about the law and people. How am I supposed to quantify the value of these things when I don't have evidence?
I'm sorry.
And how people can resolve their problems and just be better for it.
Justice with passion.
I always knew I was going to go into law because I tried to see everybody's point of view in an argument. You say one thing, she says another. So who am I to believe?
Justice with truth.
Either you make the decision or I make the decision. You won't like mine.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Jasmine Dixon is suing Candace Jones in the amount of $310. Ms. Dixon claims she held an outdoor birthday bash and says her cousin angrily knocked over the elaborate cake when she arrived home unexpectedly.
Okay, Ms. Dixon, I understand you just celebrated your 35th birthday party?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Happy birthday. Tell me why we're here today suing your cousin, Ms. Jones.
I am here today because my cousin destroyed my birthday cake, Your Honor, on my birthday, at my birthday party.
All right, so tell me what happened.
We decided that we were going to be roommates, and we both agreed on, renting this duplex from my grandmother. And we share, it's 2 stories. And so I'm on the top floor, and Candace is on the bottom.
Okay.
We have a courtyard together, and we have a driveway.
So you share the courtyard and the driveway. And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
driveway, does the driveway lead into parking for
It
2?
does. It does, for parking for 2. Since we moved in, she has been so uptight about everything I do. I can't invite friends over. When I do invite friends over, she has a problem with it. And so let's leave.
She's not your landlord.
She's not my landlord, but she likes to police everything I do. I can't do anything. And she used to be very fun and outgoing. And after she graduated from college, I don't know what happened. We had mutual friends, and even her friends are becoming my friends, and they are saying how uptight she is.
So what, you have like just a few people over, some people?
So I have somewhere between 5 to 10 people at a time.
Not true.
At nighttime or?
Nighttime, after work.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I mean, if it goes really late into the night, like after 11, I could see why that bothers her, because really after 11, everybody is supposed to stop having wild parties and loud parties in neighborhoods, right? So does it go beyond 11?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
What else happens? Why are we suing her clearly for $310? So something happened. Did she know you were having a little birthday party get together?
She did. I let her know that that I was having a birthday party,
How did
and
you
I
let
invited
her know?
her.
You called her?
I
You
called
sent her a
her.
text?
I called her and told her I was having a birthday party. I even invited her to my party, and she told me she was going out of town. And
The whole weekend you were going out of town the whole
Yes,
weekend?
I was gone on business out of town.
Okay.
During
So
the birthday
then when
party.
was the party going to be? On Friday, Saturday?
The party was on a Saturday.
Okay, so you wouldn't be home till Sunday night anyway.
Right, but my trip was cut short. So
Okay.
I ended up
You
coming
can just
home.
hold that. But originally you were going to be out of town.
Right, for
Okay.
the whole weekend.
For what?
For the entire weekend.
Okay.
Yes.
So you knew she was having a party.
Yes.
And you were okay with it because you're going to be far away.
I was okay with it, but what we discussed was not what happened. The party was supposed to be maybe 20 people. It ended up being about 50 people there.
Okay,
when I
all
got
right.
back.
So, but you knew she was having a party.
I was aware.
Okay, all right. So it wouldn't make a difference how many people were there because you weren't going to be there anyway, right? Okay, so you have your party. She said that there was a limit to the amount of people that were going to be there, but you can't limit her anyway because it's her apartment.
Well, I'm the
Right.
property manager.
Oh, you're
So,
the property
absolutely.
manager.
My grandmother.
Are
our
there
grandmother-
rules and regulations that the property owner, your grandmother, has set forth? You can't have a party of over 50, over 100 people?
No, Your Honor. My grandmother
Or are
never
they
mentioned
subjectively, randomly made up by the property manager, which is you?
Exactly. So it's up to me to make the rules,
Well, that's not
regarding,
fair.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm the property manager,
That's
because
not
I'm the
fair
responsible
because you
one.
can't subjectively
Thank you,
do it
Your Honor.
on the fly. There has to be something, some common rules that everybody abides by. But okay, anyway, so you have your birthday party. How many people do you invite?
35, 40 people.
35, 40 people.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
during the day?
Yes, ma'am.
What time during the day?
So the party started at 3 o'clock, and until 3 until.
All right, so you had your party. What happened?
She came up, and I had no idea that
At
she
what
was
time?
coming. She came around 5 in the afternoon.
So two hours into the party.
2 hours into the party, we are all laughing. Everybody is having fun. I had a DJ. We're all dancing, having fun. And here's my cousin motioning me to come over to where my cake was, because I had the cake in the driveway. I had it on a cake table in the driveway. That's where the caterers put my cake. So she motioned me to come over, and I came over, and she is furious at me because my cake table is in her parking space.
Coming up on Justice for All.
I decided to take matters into my own hands and move the table myself.
And you moved the cake.
I tried to move the table, kind of scooted when
By herself,
the
Your Honor.
cake fell on the floor.
And later,
You're saying I ate too many edibles and I got sick?
When I ate these edibles, I got extremely high.
Okay, I
and then
get that.
I was to the point where I wanted to call 911. I'm a little embarrassed to say I was hallucinating bad.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Jasmine Dixon, who is suing her cousin, Candace Jones, for property damage.
All right, so tell me what happened.
She asked me to move my cake. I told her to give me a few minutes, and I would do that. She then left, Your Honor, sped off. She came back, hollering, yelling at me, telling me that I need to move my cake right now because I'm in her space and she has groceries. And so I said, give me about 10 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my friends to help me move because it's a big cake, Your Honor.
You were supposed to be gone till Sunday.
I was supposed
You knew
to be
she
gone.
was you knew she was having a party.
Yes.
So why be upset?
Why?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't know that the cake table would be right in my parking spot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Setup.
You came unannounced and you were supposed to be out of town. So she relied on the fact that you were going to be out of town.
Right, but regardless.
She was willing to move the table so you could park there.
Told her twice, Your Honor.
So then why didn't you move the table the first time?
The first time, Your Honor, when she told me to move the table and I said, give me just a second, let me figure it out, she stormed off and then left.
That's not what happened.
And so I'm thinking, well, okay, she's gone.
All right, and what happened then?
Okay, so when I got home from my trip early, I did motion her to come over. I asked her if she can move the table. She said, you know,
She didn't ask, Your Honor.
She was very dismissive with her response. However, she agreed. So I decided to go to the grocery store, pick up some last minute things, and then also give her enough time
Was
to
I
move the
supposed
table.
to know you were going
Okay,
to the
Ms.
grocery
Dixon,
store?
It
Ms.
doesn't matter
Dixon,
where I was going.
Ms. Dixon,
Your Honor,
she
when
didn't
you would move the
interrupt you.
table.
Ladies, please, we're not
sorry, Your
fathers.
Honor.
Oh, don't interrupt each other.
I
So
apologize.
Yes, ma'am.
you
I
go to the
apologize, Your
grocery
Honor.
store and pick up some stuff. You
Right.
come back
Mhm.
and
I'm knowing at this point the table is going to be gone. You've had an hour. Table is still there. So I called her over again. Why is the table still here? I gave her a second opportunity to move the table. She goes off for about 20 minutes. I don't know where.
10 minutes.
Maybe to
I was
go
gone
find
for
some
10
help. I
minutes
don't
to go
know.
find friends. I told you that.
She was gone
sorry,
longer
Your Honor.
than I expected her to be. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and move the table myself from
you were
her.
mad, you were frustrated, you were just, ugh.
Yeah,
So you
I
grabbed
was.
the table and you moved the cake.
Well, I attempted to. I tried to move the table, kind of scooted at least out the way enough so I can park, and that's when
By herself,
the
Your Honor.
cake fell on the floor. It did, and it was a complete accident, Your Honor.
So you moved the cake. Did you realize the cake was so heavy?
I don't think I was thinking about the weight
you-
of the cake at the time.
Do you
I just-
remember that she said, let me go get some help?
Yeah, but she was
Because I
gone
need
for
some
a
help.
while.
But do you remember her telling you twice? Give
Do
me a
you
second
remember
because I
that?
need help. The first time you came in, she said, give me a second, I need help, somebody to help me move it.
Yeah, I gave her more than
The
a second. I gave her an
time.
hour. I gave her an hour.
The second time. The second time.
The second time, yes.
Anything
And Your
else?
Honor, this is a big cake. I mean, I have evidence of the cake, so you
You
can
can
see
show
how
me
big
evidence
the
of the
cake
cake
was.
if you want. Go
that
ahead.
she had no right to move that cake on her own.
It shouldn't have been where it was positioned. You should have moved it. I gave you an hour to move it.
You were not supposed to be home. You were not supposed to be home.
Yeah, you
And
weren't.
for you to turn around and point the finger is just not fair.
Right.
That is one complicated masterpiece. Wow, that's beautiful.
And it was $300. It took
Wow,
them
that's beautiful.
5 days to fix
That
my
was
cake,
a
Your
beautiful
Honor.
cake. You didn't think for once that cake could fall? I'm sure you didn't go like this and go, oh, let me move it. You probably went, oh, I'm so frustrated at her, and you moved it and it fell.
No, I didn't move it that way, but we can't determine
Regardless,
that at
it
this
fell.
time. Right.
It was your hands who
Your
touched
Honor,
the
I gave
cake.
her an hour.
It
What
was
about
your
that?
You
hands
didn't
who
even
touched
ask
the
for
cake.
help. My friends were trying to help you, and you moved
why
the cake
didn't
on your
you
own.
moved the cake in the hour, because we're not even addressing that, and do you have a reason why it wasn't moved within that entire hour?
You drove off. I didn't know if you were coming back.
All right. Ms. Jones, you basically gave her a blank permission to have the party because you were going to be out of town. Without any notice or a text or anything, you show up at 5 o'clock when you were supposed to show up on Sunday. You got frustrated, you sped off, or you left, you came back, you were still mad and frustrated, and you took it upon yourself to move the cake. And I do not believe that you moved it ever so gently. Even if you moved it gently, you were still responsible for moving the cake fell, and it got destroyed. So based on that, you are liable, you are responsible for the damages of a cake for $310. Anybody who sees this cake that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost technically 10 many levels would know they should not move that, especially when they're irritated, especially when they're frustrated. It was a bit rude and inconsiderate of you for you, after you had given her permission to have a party, to make her all of a sudden stop and not have the party because you were home. You can't back out on what you told her she could do. So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim in for $310. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $310.
I'm glad justice was served, and you will pay me my money that I deserve.
Justice was not served. I really don't feel like I owe you anything. You're irresponsible.
And you
Grow
heard
up.
what the judge
Grow
said.
up.
You had no right.
Go ahead, ladies.
Coming up on Justice for All.
So you ate his edibles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he force you to eat his edibles?
No, but he
Okay.
did mislead me.
I asked him if it's cool if I brought edibles over. He said, okay.
They were chocolate chip. They were pretty good.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Spencer Manning is suing Davis Turner in the amount of $525. Mr. Manning claims he ate his friend's homemade edible cookies and says they made him so high he missed an important event the next day.
Okay, Mr. Manning, you are suing your friend for $525 because he gave you some cookies, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Some special cookies. Explain what happened.
So I just want to actually touch on a little bit. We actually have known each other for around 8 years now. Yes, I am suing. The reason why is because he told me they were a certain way, which they weren't. And pretty much when I happened to actually eat them, I had a really bad experience, and I missed out on a whole opportunity the next day with my girlfriend, her parents, and it cost me a lot of money.
So you got really high.
Yes,
All
I
right.
did.
So you ate his edibles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he force you to eat his edibles?
No, but he
Okay.
did mislead me.
He misled you how?
Pretty much, it was a whole conversation beforehand because he was actually coming into town. He was coming into Portland, right? And I mean, during that time, I felt bad because he was kind of begging me to come stay on my
I wouldn't say I
pad.
was begging, Your Honor.
He was begging.
Okay.
The reason why is because he said please. He was like, I don't have a
All
place
right,
to stay.
okay, so you let him stay at your place or
Yes.
coming over and hang out, and what, he brought you edibles as a present?
No, pretty much beforehand, he actually had said, hey, I have these edibles. Since I had the event the next day, I didn't really want to partake, but then I felt bad. I haven't seen him in a while. I was like, okay, you know what? I gave in. I say, yes, I did mention something. It was going to be like the good old glory days because, who doesn't like reminiscing
Okay, so
sometimes?
you ate his edibles.
Coming up,
What were in the edibles?
It was cannabis.
And what was so special about him that he had such a bad reaction?
I put 25 milligrams in.
That's a lot.
you're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Spencer Manning, who is suing Davis Turner for negligence.
You had a bad reaction to his edibles?
Yes, I did.
What were in the edibles?
It was cannabis.
Okay. And what was so special about him that he had such a bad reaction?
I put 25 milligrams in, and 25
That's
for
a lot.
some. He also told
sir.
me, I do have the text message here, that he has good tolerance, which I would assume means.
What do you mean you had so you guys knew this was happening? You were planning on having edibles together?
Yes.
No,
All right.
no, Your Honor.
What do you mean no?
Well,
What,
I mean,
what were the text messages?
I asked him if it's cool if I brought edibles over. He's like, I don't know. I told him it'd be a good time. We'd have a nice, good high, nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
just to trust me. He said, okay.
All right, so you brought edibles over and he had an edible.
Yes.
And he had a bad how many edibles did you have?
so I originally, when we first took him, we had one each, correct? And pretty much he ordered some pizza, we're having a fun time, he went, and then I had eaten 2 more since then, but the
So
whole...
you had 3 edibles.
Yes, I had 3 edibles, but I do smoke occasionally, I'm not gonna lie, and they were chocolate chip. They were pretty good. I mean, I
well,
ate
that's
one, I
good
ate
to know
2.
that they were good. So you got extra high.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't know I was gonna get extra high because I would think, okay, if he has multiple, he had like a batch of 10 in a Ziploc bag. I was like, okay, cool. It's right there for us. We'll keep grabbing. We want to enjoy ourselves. So I had 3. I didn't know it was that much. That was 75 milligrams, Your Honor. I thought it was going to be at least 5 to 10 per.
Why didn't you ask?
I mean, I didn't ask because.
So then it was his fault you ate 3 edibles?
Well, because prior, it wasn't his fault. I ate 3. It was the milligram. That was the problem.
But still, I mean, you should ask. It just makes no sense to me.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez.
You ate the edibles. You assumed the risk eating the edibles. And you're actually pointing the finger because you ate edibles that your friend made?
I mean,
and you're saying I ate too many edibles and I got sick and I didn't what? What happened that you're suing for $525?
I'm a little embarrassed to say I was hallucinating bad.
Okay, okay.
And then so from there, I didn't wake up till 3:30 in the afternoon the next day.
What happened? Why are you suing for $525?
There was an event I had to go to that day. The afternoon I woke up, it was with my girlfriend, her parents, and it was a basketball game. I completely missed out on the opportunity, so I just wanted to get the money I would have spent on the tickets back.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For one ticket?
Yeah.
Oh. You ate 1 edible, then you ate a second, then you ate a third. I can't see how the defendant in any way was negligent or unreasonable or breached any type of care of duty against you. On the contrary, you were not reasonable because you ate 3 edibles basically in a row.
Yes, but
All
I
right,
didn't.
so then that's it. That's it, Mr. Manning. There's just no legal basis for me to even consider the claim. All right? So based on that, I will deny your claim for $525. And next time, take responsibility for what you do. You can't blame him for doing it, okay? All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck, guys.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
So does this mean I can sue you now for stealing my edibles?
I mean, honestly, I think it sucks because you gotta watch out who you do that to. That's not fair.
Thank you.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.